I introduced this legislation among numerous pieces of legislation that I've introduced this year, which isn't true. But basically, a couple of years ago, we changed the investment requirements on the Power Cost Equalization Fund from a 7% rate of return, which we felt was a little bit too high and could put the fund in jeopardy, and we adopted the prudent investment rule. But included in the legislation was a provision that we could draw a maximum of up to 7% of the fund. And when you have the prudent investment rule potentially earning a lot less than the 7%, we felt that there should be a change to that, to the maximum draw, and this bill changes that draw to 5%. But above and beyond that, there are years that the fund does have exceptional years of return. And it was never the intent of the fund to do anything other than be an endowment to pay for 500 kilowatts of power in those areas of primarily in rural Alaska, to pay for electricity. So with that, there are additional changes in the bill during those years that the fund can enjoy additional earnings. And primarily there are two. One, that it would utilize of the excess earnings 50% to fund the community revenue sharing program, or the new program if adopted later on in this bill, and that would not exceed $30 million. The other fund was to address utilizing additional funds for energy programs, primarily Renewable Energy Fund, the Bulk Fuel Revolving Fund, Loan Fund, and the Rural Power Upgrade Systems at a rate of 20%, and this would not exceed 25 million. And there have been a few years where it could, in the past, rates of return, we could see that it would fund both of those programs at that level. But it also realizes that there are years that we would see losses in the fund, and that is why we left the remaining funds to try to level the fund out. Rural Alaska has enjoyed great support from past legislatures. This program has been in existence for well over 30 years, and the people of rural Alaska have come to depend upon this program, and I think that this program, this particular piece of legislation, can help go a long way to stabilize the endowment and not require the dependency of this program on general fund allocations, but on the endowment. And with that, I encourage support of this body.